Have you ever been in a situation where you have received a service, but you are not sure how much to tip them? Well, this video is for you. Hello there, my name is Dana Jean Antonelli. I'm a certified etiquette consultant. If you're new to my channel, welcome. In this channel, I talk about manners, modern etiquette, self-development, and anything else that can help you become the best version of yourself. Now, if you've been here before, I'm very happy to welcome you back. So for today's video, we are going to talk about tipping etiquette. Everyone gets confused all the time. Nobody knows how much to tip, but I got you covered. Let's get to it. What do you tip a server? Typically, the baseline is 15%. However, if they went above and beyond for you and you really feel as though they gave you an exceptional service, I would go 20, even 25%, depending on how you are feeling. So what do you tip fast food workers? You are not obligated to tip fast food workers. This is because service is fast. They aren't getting paid $2 an hour and expecting you to tip them. I have seen some fast food restaurants that will have those they're not jars, but they're little containers with a little slit in the middle where you can put coins or dollars. If you're feeling generous and you have cash, you are more than welcome to, but you are certainly not obligated to. What do you tip a buffet server? So typically buffet servers will just replenish your drinks or clear out your table, but they are still doing you a service. I would say 10% is enough to tip them. You again are more than welcome to tip more if you feel like they really did give you an exceptional service. What do you tip if you are picking up takeout? You're not obligated to tip, and this is because you are literally going there to pick up the food that you had ordered, whether it's calling or doing it online. Again, if you're feeling generous, you're more than welcome to tip $1 or $2. Now, what do you tip a delivery person? Typically, I tip about 10 to 20%. It all depends on how fast the delivery was, or say it's raining or there's a monsoon outside and they still came to deliver my food in perfect condition, then I would tip them 20 or even 25%. Now, do you tip at a cafe? You are not obligated to. I know some of the cafes that I go to, when you insert your credit card, it'll ask you if you want to tip 15, 20, 25%. And I know so many people that get overwhelmed with that, or they feel embarrassed if they don't tip, so they end up tipping even though they don't want to. But the rule of thumb is you are certainly not obligated to, so don't get intimidated by those machines. If you don't want to tip, you're not obligated to. The bartenders, how much do we tip them? The rule of thumb is at least $1 or $2 per drink. I usually would give them a little bit extra if they are mixing drinks for me, because that's more work for them versus just pouring me a glass of wine. Do you tip a restroom attendant? Now, some restaurants that are really high-end or even at nightclubs would have a restroom attendant to keep the restroom clean and, spotless for the guests. You are not obligated to do so, but if you do have extra cash, of course, I'm sure the restroom attendant will appreciate it. What do you tip a hairstylist? Now look, getting a haircut, getting a hair color, or whatever it is, to me at least, it's been quite expensive, but I still tip 20%. 20% is the baseline for a barber or a hairstylist. They also get paid minimum, so if you tip them well, I'm sure they would appreciate it. Now, what do you tip a manicurist? Typically, you want to tip 15 to 20%. That's the baseline. If you've been going to the same lady for a long time and they're going above and beyond for you, my nail lady, she's amazing. She would come in an hour, sometimes or two before opening, just for me, and I would give her a little bit extra just for that really kind gesture. What do you tip housekeeping when you stay at a hotel? So for me, I really don't do housekeeping unless we are staying for longer than 2 nights. If we're there for 4 nights, I would usually actually tip $5 per night. And that is really more than acceptable. Again, if you're feeling generous, you could do 10, but $5 a night is the standard. Or do you tip the concierge? Say if you had wanted to see a Broadway show and the tickets, you couldn't find any tickets, but the concierge had pulled some strings for you and got you not only 2 tickets, but amazing seats. Then I would say definitely tip the concierge $10, even $20. Just slip them a little bit of cash. In an instance where they just made a reservation for you at the restaurant nearby, you're not obligated to. Just smile and say thank you. What do you tip movers? Movers do a lot of heavy lifting. So typically you wanna tip them at least $10, but of course, if they had taken amazing care of your exotic house that you purchased in Italy for X amount of dollars, then a little extra cash would be greatly appreciated. I always do $10 to $50. That is the standard. What do you tip house cleaners? Now you're already paying for the service, but typically 10 to 15% is standard, especially if they did an amazing job cleaning your home. Now what do you tip a cab, Uber, or Lyft driver? 10 to 15% is the standard. Of course, if you had an exceptional ride, you're more than welcome to give them more. And if the ride wasn't so great, feel free to give less. And there you have it, how much to tip for every service that you could possibly encounter. If I missed any, please leave them in the comments section down below. I do hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you on my next video. Thank you so much for watching.